What's the quietest part of managing money or managing your own wealth?
And so that's the stress. Am I doing the right thing at the right time? The truth is, they may not hold space there, but they definitely judge you. I personally believe it's a privilege. You just got to look after things better and look after it right.
So Jay, I'm wondering, what's the quietest part of managing money or managing your own wealth? I mean, the part that people don't usually talk about.
Yeah. So I think the, specifically when you're managing capital, it's the family's capital, right? It's a lonely spot. And people say you cannot win. And why do they say you cannot win when you manage your own family's money? Because when the market's great and you go and present, we're doing great, we made X sum of return, oh, great, that's really nice. You made a good return. Well done, well done. It's a quick pass. So, okay, we're doing great, Mark. This S&P was up 32%. Oh, so you're up 25. It's okay. We're good. We're doing good. Now, the challenge that folks don't realize is getting to that 25, 35, whatever, is hard work, right? It requires a lot of diligence, a lot of focus. Now, you can also go wrong. And so that's the stress. Am I doing the right thing at the right time? Well, you can never know. I mean, let's look at today's, Trump's tariffs. So you knew there'd be some implication, but now it's literally, a fight among all nations, right? Nobody wants to buckle. It's a big ego battle. Trump keeps saying, I just read something just at lunch that said Trump is now putting a 104% tariff on China just because China's not backing down. The whole world's in pain. Now, I've got money across oceans. I got money in India. Those are the times you actually work round the clock to make sure what you earn and what you preserve is not vanishing, right? Are you taking the right bets? And so I think that stress is one that everyone acknowledges. And sometimes you may even get hit internally saying, you lost more. You should not have lost so much. You should have exited in time. So that's where frameworks help. Communication helps within the family, right? So I think this is something that we talk about a lot in IKEA is don't take the burden only on yourself. Just because you manage the corpus, that doesn't mean you're going to be isolated in that decision making. Be able to call for a council meeting. This is something structural that has shifted. This is the current portfolio. We are down 12%. We're taking here's what I'm thinking. Here's what we're going to do. Are we in or out? And then we're signing on this directive for this week because the market, we don't know where the market's going. Right? A lot of times people don't communicate because they're afraid. This is very important to have those.
So what you're saying is that family offices need to be more proactive, right? Yeah. To handle that massive stress, because otherwise it's really detrimental, right? If they don't have these frameworks.
Absolutely.
Here's a question I noted down. You often hold space for other people's learning and growth, right, with IKEA. But who holds space for you? When was the last time you truly felt seen that way?
So my wife is my quiet space, right? Is the safe space. My kids are a set of joy. But the truth is, I think having a strong family bond helps a lot in this, to be able to talk about what you want to achieve, right? I think the other second part, besides family, is having a circle of close friends where you are able to talk about a lot of things that maybe you can't even talk in the family. And that's where, even IKEA has helped me, because even within the IKEA community, there are about 5 to 7 very close families where we travel together to discuss, to have the chance outside of our day-to-day lives to have conversations over a 2-day period. So you go to an event 2 days earlier, you'd spend time together, and then you'd sort of just have a chance to open up on things that honestly you couldn't discuss it anywhere else.
Right.
So I think that's the second space.
Yeah, I think that's the right recipe. You need common shared experiences, right? Because then you really get to know each other, you talk, you bond, you interact, you learn together. Beautiful format. Now, you brought up your children, right?
Yeah.
So let's talk about legacy and what does that mean? Is the concept of legacy more something like a responsibility for you or also something like a creative opportunity?
So the way I look at legacy is actually legacy is a privilege. Let's think about it. I would say 90% of the world doesn't have to worry about legacy because they wake up, they go to work, they make money, they eat, and then they pass on whatever they have saved up to their children, right? Legacy really steps in when you're talking multi-generational, when you're talking about, wealth that you can't consume in this lifetime or the next 5 lifetimes. And it's almost, it's almost an onus to ensure that you're doing the right things because only very few can get that. So are you thinking about it right? Are you empowering the family? Are you looking after them? Are you building the right values, right? And so the ability to really look at legacy as an opportunity and not as a burden. A lot of folks think of it as a burden. Oh my God, these are the rituals of our family. I have to follow them. I'm saying there is a spectrum. Legacy can also be a burden if you're very stringent. We all go to this school. We all go to XYZ. And that happens. But I think there's a middle ground. Is if you allow your family to thrive in their individual spectrum and not get burdened by the group's overarching requirements. So I think there's the success because let's face it, every generation is different. I know patriarchs today who tell me, I don't want to do. I tell them you should write a book. What a fantastic story. They're like, Jay, no, I don't want to write one. I'm not going to write one. Because if I write one, my grandchildren's friends are reading it. And they're going to say, oh, you're from that family. That family is, He said, I don't care. He said, I don't want them to have my burden. So it's interesting. On the other side, you have families that have, an encyclopedia of their lifestyle and their life and the way they operate, right? So I personally believe it's a privilege. You just got to look after things better and look after it right.